Team's turn to pick.
And Ursa. So Ursa and Axe going to finish off Navi's lineup. A little bit manly.
Yes.
Sonico, General, Digirah, Dendi, and...
General?
I said General.
Oh, you said General.
Sonico, General.
Art style?
Yeah. That was the last one.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't have their names.
Sven stands ready.
Sven. So Magnus with Sven. Empower on the already cleaving Sven.
Yep. Seems a bit old school from Alliance and also a bit fun.
Yeah, and we're gonna have.
How confident about your bet are you on their win based on
I'm
this
feeling
lineup?
good.
I actually feel
a lot of melee heroes up against the Magnus, Sven, and the Lich.
You're not worried about the Ember?
I'm not so worried about the Ember. We have there's a Night Stalker and the Rasta to deal with him. So I'm feeling all right with my bet right now.
But what do you think about kiting out the Sven from Alliance? I mean,
it might
got
get tough for
Shadow
the Sven with the Shadow Demon
Rubik.
and the Axe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is Sven really going to get to play his game? We'll have
But
to
I
see.
mean, I have faith in the Swedes. Got him.
So you should. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Alliance as well. They're one of those teams that it's just hard not. You have to root for Alliance.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like people are like, "Who's your favorite team?" And I'm like, "Well, I kind of know
5 seconds remaining.
a decent
Chunk of players.
Yeah, chunk of players now. Just you know, I used to be part of the Church of Dota until unfortunately the Lord disowned me.
Yes.
But before that, I got to make some
For battle.
some good friends, and yeah, and it's easy to want to see Alliance always do well for
Yeah,
sure.
we're gonna have a S4 here on the standard. The Magnus, son of Magnus, Ake on his support Lich. Gonna have Loda playing the Sven. EGM, now going by the name of Food,
Yeah.
is playing the Shadow Shaman, and Admiral Bulldog on the Night Stalker. Would you like to give us a rundown on the
No,
Navi,
I really
Navi side?
wouldn't.
No?
Oh, Digirah. He's
Digirah.
actually got his name on, so
Yes,
that's
he
fine.
does. Good for you.
He's going to be playing Ursa on the Shadow
And we're gonna
Demon.
have
Maybe Sonico.
it's art style,
Oh,
Chinese
art style.
science, and we're going to have Dondo
On the Ember.
on the Ember Spirit.
That
We're
means
gonna have a
Sonico
short
is going to be
pause.
playing the Rubik. Oh, we're going to come back to us. Pause
Coming
the
back.
game.
Game is paused. Yes, we're still here.
We're not sure why we paused,
Yeah, we don't know.
but the suspense is part of the show.
Yes, go.
And now
sorry,
we're
is
unpausing the game.
Called by art style.
And then Axe is going to be played by Artstyle? Sorry? Did you
Axe
say?
is played by General, and
Oh.
Rubik is Sonico.
Okay. This is good.
30 seconds to
We
battle.
had some TP outs to the lanes. We're gonna have some TP outs here from Alliance, also Smoke to get their wards out. We see Alliance getting both their wards out undetected, and General trying to place a sneaky ward here.
Maybe you want to... I think we've actually got 2 people on the production called James. One of them's me,
Yes,
and the other one is James, the Observer.
yes.
And I think James is worried
Let's
that...
get moving.
because we're actually sharing mouse and keyboard. He's got his own, but
So
I
you
also
can-
have
you can kinda
access.
mess with James.
I can also mess with James, so it might be an idea.
James can make James's life hard.
Yeah, it might be an idea at some point if it's not working perfectly that we go over to your screen.
But I
for
mean,
spectating.
isn't that what kind of what you do anyway? You kind of make James's life hard.
Yeah,
I
I need
mean,
a second
Not
James
the other James. Yeah.
to help me out. There we go, little smiley face from James. He's trying to do a smiley face, but he's not used to the Swedish keyboard. The fool. Anyway, General gonna cut the first wave of creeps on the off lane on his Axe. Feels pretty confident, as you mentioned. He's got a ward down there to help him out. He's gonna get his last
Art
hit,
Files
which is nice.
rotation in towards the mid lane is going to be spotted by the Radiant Observer ward. GM peeking out of mid, trying to get the shackles onto the Ember.
He's got Shackle EGM, but S4 doesn't want to help him for a moment. S4's like, nope, just keep punching him and shackling him. This is a real slugfest of no worth here. Unless the next shackle comes out, which he might throw now if he wants to, because S4 was actually rotating, but doesn't want to do so. And EGM just going to eat up a Tango and maybe get himself into a little bit of trouble. And here's the trouble. I think he'll be okay. I think he can hold him, and I think that's first blood. Goodbye. And nicely done by S4. One more kick. Hoof from his Magnus. And actually there was a bet for first blood.
Yes.
We should have
Yeah,
taken that.
We should have.
You predicted Alliance. You should have gone for that.
Yeah, you didn't
probably-
give me that option, James.
I didn't give you that option. We were rushed to get into the game. But Alliance are going to score first blood. So yeah, if you bet on that, well done. And remember, if you go on to
Autumn
Betway,
disruption on
sign up.
EGM.
Oh, they're going to be able to hold
He's
him in
stuck.
place. He's probably going to be able to walk out.
A
and I
nice
think
stun
he
by
will.
Loda there, saving him. And body blocks.
Yeah.
EGM surviving by the skin of his teeth.
So what do you like about both of these lineups, Pycat? What do you feel is already happening in the laning phase? As I talk over you constantly. Sorry, I'm not used to being able to work with people. So
That is... It's okay, James. It's
Thank
alright.
you.
Gonna have old chains.
Invisibility.
S4.
Run S4. So what do you like about the lineups? What do you like about the laning phase, where they've decided to go? Where do you put the advantage and the disadvantages for
So
both these
both
teams?
offlaners are going to get quite a lot here. We're gonna have the Lich Night Stalker up top, facing up against an Ursa.
Yeah,
Only
Ursa.
supported by Rubik, seeing as the Shadow Demon is mid. We're gonna have Rubik and Ember sort of diving here onto the Magnus.
In the mid lane, there's going to be a pickup. S4 has a bottle, but no charges. Just going to be able to get away on 34 HP.
Yeah, so both offlaners are getting quite a lot, and the safe laners are Loda not struggling as much as the Ursa. But yeah, I favor Alliance right now. I think the Night Stalker is getting a lot, and the Lich, he's doing what Lich does.
What do you do against the Night Stalker Lich lane as an Ursa? I mean, do you need the help, General? Actually, we'll wait on that moment. Is General going to have to run around the trees? EGM will be able to find him, and he's going to be held in place. We'll out for a couple of spins, but this will be General going down. Now a 2-0.
Yeah.
Not really any pressure onto the tower there with a Shadow Demon. As we go to the top lane, as we mentioned, this is the lane where we've got a Night Stalker and a Lich. Suniko has been rotating, trying to help get kills mid. Wasn't successful. And Dijura, currently on his Ursa, is 10-1 against a Night Stalker 16-4. And letting a Night Stalker get big early, or giving him a decent early game so he can go into the mid game, how dangerous is that if you're Navi?
Yeah, I think for Navi's lineup it's kind of scary. If this Night Stalker comes online early, he can roam around, and it's kind of difficult for Navi's heroes to deal with the strong Night Stalker early on in the game. They're not gonna have such an easy time accessing that Roche if the Magnus and the Night Stalker have a good start. At the same time, they do have the Ursa on the dire side, and they have an Ember who can sort of help them protect the Roche. But the Night Stalker is going to be that hero. I think during the first night we're gonna see him rotate out.
James, you've gone crazy. Wait, James, let me see if my
Radiant's
camera
middle
works
tower
here.
could use some help.
James, right, James. You've missed a kill. You've
Double
missed
kill on top lane
your-
for Alliance.
What am
And
I?
they're killing this X on the
You
bottom
just
lane.
say
so-
off. No, James, I've got it, James. Look, I'm really good at camera work. Don't worry, James. Go get a coffee.
James
right?
is taking over.
I'm taking over, and I'm watching EGM down here. Don't worry. People will hate my observing, and you can relax, and we'll come back to alternative James a little bit later. Mid lane, just checking on some of the items. Oh, God, I know what James is saying now. Look, there's buttons that click themselves. I'm trying to click Ember Spirit. Oh, sorry,
We're gonna have an
S4,
RP
and it doesn't
skewer
happen.
onto Dendi into the tower in the mid lane. Chains.
It does have actually...
Good rotation by Loda TPing in there with the Sven stun securing the kill.
EGM going to be able to
Overall,
pick up levels. At
Very
bottom.
good start here for Alliance. And as you can see now, the odds have shifted. You can see on the screen
Oh,
now only a 1.95 return for Alliance and the 75.
it seems like we're completely off sync at the moment, but we're in terms of commentating together.
Yes,
I'm on
we
camera
are.
now, so
You're
don't-
on camera.
You can watch my screen, Pycat,
All right.
because honestly, I won't miss a thing.
You will not miss a
You
single
can tell
kill.
me exactly what to talk about.
Okay,
and
we have General. He has decided to go into the jungle after dying twice on the bottom lane. He's now Tranquil Boots, Iron Talioning up in the jungle. He has a double stack. He's gonna make it a triple stack.
Mouse buttons don't work. Look, I'm
You're-
clicking X.
You're going to X now. Okay, good.
I'm being trolled by this keyboard and mouse.
Hardstyle has taken over the bottom lane, sitting here now leeching HP. And at the top room, all onto to S4.
Oh, gets a nice double skewer. He's going to have to try and get away. Looks like he's caught.
It's
Maybe he's going to get denied. No, he's not. General
chop.
going to be level 6, going to be able to get the chop. Still 7-1 though to Alliance as they pick up the first kill onto S4. Down on bottom, and it looks like they were able to pick up the Shadow Demon with Loda on his Sven as well. So they do get an exchange. Loda, I can't see people's items because I can't click them. There I go, clicked him. Just got himself a Quelling Blade and also Power Treads.
I
Trying
think
to-
it's now my camera.
Is
so
it your camera now?
I think it's my
Oh
camera.
God,
All
thank
right.
God for that.
Yes, so we're going to have on the bottom lane, Loda is going to start pushing this tower with the God Strength as well as the Warcry. EGM, he's almost up to level 6 already at 6 minutes 47. So he's having a really good game with the mana boots. And in top lane, they're gonna dive onto the Ursa with the Lich Knight Stalker. So Neko's gonna TP in. Bulldog is going to chase.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Bulldog's
Meantime,
doing a run by.
Bottom lane, they're going to be diving arch style somewhat. We see the snakes drop here by
That's
EGM.
for a tower.
And this looks like it's going to be a tower. EGM tanking up the tower a bit.
Alright, let's go to top lane. We've got to watch out for Soniko
Yeah, we're
here.
looking at top lane now. Soneko fighting up against
Killing
Bulldog.
spree.
It's going to be a kill for Bulldog at the same time on the bottom lane. We're going to have the tower go down, and EGM gets it.
Dire's bottom tower has shattered to little pieces.
Classic EGM. He will get that gold.
Yeah, he's
top
a happy
tower is
roster
under
right now, and you
attack.
can see on the net worth already Alliance are pulling quite far ahead. You see S4. We see Alliance are up by almost 4k gold. We see General leading the chart right now. He's close to his Blink Dagger. Then followed by 4 Alliance heroes, then Dendi and Ake shortly after Dendi. So the 3 bottom belong to Navi, and the carry Ursa is bottom 3 net worth,
Yeah, but
which is
like,
something you don't
as
really want.
I mean, as you mentioned, though, General on the axe is looking to pick up his Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
We also see there is some stacking over by the Ancients by Navi as well. So we're going to have to see if General can really create a lot of space going into this mid game, because if he's capable of doing so, it will pretty
Did
much
you say stacking by
allow the
Dire
Ursa to come back in.
Ancients? There's no stack on Dire Ancients. Radiant Ancients. There are stacks.
Oh no, I thought there were... Oh, sorry. Soniko ran past it and he was like, nope, not in time. But yeah, there are stacks on the Radiant Ancients.
Yeah, so they're gonna have this level 7 now up on Ember, which means max flame guard. They're going to have the Blink Dagger on Axe in 10 seconds, and I assume he's going to TP out to one of the lanes and try to get a kill.
Top, maybe?
They put Soneko in the mid lane now so that he can get some EXP on his level 4 Rubik. He really desperately needs this level 6 up on top lane. There's going to be an initiation onto the Dara, the Shackles, the Chain Frost,
It's going to be a kill.
and a dead Ursa.
Going to lose an Ursa, but they
rotation.
will be TPing in, and leading the charge is going to be the Ember. So Nico's here as well. EGM is going to be food for the team, and they will actually be able to pick up Admiral Bulldog. In comes the change, hold him in place, and he'll be going down. And General actually using the creeps here to actually get a few more spins, and that's going to be 2 kills for the price of an Ursa. And we call it a support Ursa at the moment, because he supported his team to get those 2 kills. And I doubt they'll be able to do much onto the tower off the back of this. Unfortunately not. And if we head over to the mid lane, we can now see that Ursa Digirat have actually moved over. And S4 still sat here having quite
We're
an
gonna
easy
have
game
top
so
call
far.
by General onto Ake
Oh my god, General.
into an easy dunk. S4 has rotated. Gets disrupted. And S4 does not yet have a blink. So nothing is
Not
really
a bit
going to
chase.
come out of this.
So already General's done a little bit of work, you would say, for his team off the back of his Blink Dagger.
Yes,
I mean,
General
I
is-
thought the 2 kills might have been the end of it, but able to kind of push on and pick up the Lich, Ake playing the Lich. He's got himself up quickly up to 1,000 gold, and S4, as you did mention, is not too far away from his own Blink Dagger.
Yeah, only about
And top
400
lane,
away.
General going to catch 2, and EGM's going to be one of them, Admiral Bulldog as well. So this lane was starting off so well, and it's going to be a double dunk for General. And it's great to get the kills on Axe because you feel cool. But I've
Yes.
seen you play a lot of competitive Axe. You actually were one of the players that kind of made it, look good.
Yeah.
But I also noticed, Pycat, that you really liked getting the dunks. And
I do like my dunks.
but the problem is I found when I was watching some of the games, or at least when I play Axe, is that you get so many dunks
Yes.
that
It
your
is-
team, actually, you really need to give them the kills.
You
so
do
that
need
some of your
to
team-
occasionally drop the kills as Axe. If there's no need to take the kills as Axe, then you shouldn't do so, because you get too many kills on this hero. Eventually, the hero kind of stops scaling. He's good with some farm, and he needs a blink and perhaps another item, but after that, you don't want to take too many kills. And we see General, he's doing a lot of work with this Blink Dagger. There's gonna be Rust Awards dropped on the mid. They're gonna deal a lot of damage to this tower. Loda has opted to go for the armlet on the Sven.
Yeah, it's going to be
And
hard for anyone to
Navi
kind of
are
push
at the
against
same
those
time
wards.
Tower gets taken by Alliance on the mid lane, and at the same time Navi are farming up Alliance's Ancient stack. So this is going to be a lot of gold for General here, and we can see he's pulling quite far ahead. He's 1.2k ahead of S4, who is the closest.
Yeah.
And Alliance are going to go mid as 4, TP in. They get revealed by the Archstyle, who just TP'd out. And General, oh, that's a big kill to give up.
That's going to
TPing
be
out.
a mega kill streak for 460 going to the way of EGM. I can't still click items on people, so I can't see what they're building. But
That's okay.
where's EGM going with his items? Since he's
EGM
got a
is
couple of towers.
heading into, I assume it's going to be the blink. He picked up the Windlace because Rasta's kind of a slow hero, so you want to be able to run a bit faster, so you can rotate around on the map.
Okay.
And RP onto Dendy's Ember, and easy pickoff for S4 plus Ake.
And where's Admiral Bulldog going on his off lane? Because he had a nice start.
I
but
assume he's going to
unfortunately-
go into the Axe after this. He has gotten these infused raindrops, a wand, urn, and I think Alliance are onto where this Shadow Demon is. Run, little Shadow Demon.
Yeah, they will find him. Going to silence up, and should be an easy kill for Admiral Bulldog. We'll get some help from Sonika though as he gets lifted, but eventually will go down. And unfortunately, that might put Soniko in a bad place. Digiraz here as well, but he hasn't had such a great game. He's going to eat a blast from the Lich, and S4 not looking to really help him back up. And in comes General, decided to spend his gold on a Blade Mail, but unfortunately that ran out before the charge came in from S4. So it's going to be a second kill going over for Alliance, and Admiral Bulldog will collect an assist on the second one, but collect the first kill, and Ake was there for both the kills as well, and S4 just there for one. So pulling ahead 15-6, and despite General, you know, getting a little bit away on in terms of the net worth, not being able to offer so much in situations where it's kind of messy for Axe, isn't it? You want like a situation where they're not expecting you, or the fights aren't so chaotic.
Yeah, Navi want to be the ones initiating, but right now their lineup is a bit wonky when the Ursa is so poor, and we're gonna see a go onto the Ember Spirit mid. He's going to be silenced up, double TP rotation in by the Axe as well as the Ursa, and Alliance are going to back off. Leave the ND alone for now. We do have some quite aggressive wards out. The Radiant one here up on the high ground, and as well the Dire having the vision on the Radiant's Ancient as well as their creep camp here. Loda farming up. Curious what he's going to go next.
Yeah, he's
Going
got
to
his
be probably the Echo Saber is the standard build by now.
he's got his armlet, maxed out cleave as well. I think he's only got
And
one
now we're
point
gonna
in
see
stun.
Navi finally go into this Roche. It's kind of late. You usually want to do this around the 6, 7, 8 minute mark when you have an Ursa, but seeing as he had a really tough game, they're now going to be able to go into that Roche pit, and it looks like they're gonna be able to secure this, as Lions have not rotated any hero yet. MS4's TP is on cooldown, so it is going to be a Roche in favor of Navi, which is going to give some gold and some experience for the Ursa. And they're going to put this Aegis on the Ursa. I'm not entirely sure about this, and it actually looks like Dendy is going to go into a Yules on his Ember Spirit, which is something you do against Night Stalker. We're going to have initiation on General. Yeah, so this is an item build that you don't necessarily want to go into, but I think Dendy feels kind of forced going into this Yules against the silence from the Night Stalker, and there are some disables that he wants to be able to avoid.
Oops.
We're gonna have a yup.
Yep. Not having conversations there with production. But yeah, so able to pick up the Aegis. As you mentioned, that went over to
Top
the
initiation onto the Ember Spirit. The Rasta and the Night Stalker are going to make quick work of Dendy.
Ember. And they do.
He manages to buy some items though, so he does not lose any gold. And we're gonna have Navi hiding here on the bottom lane. They're gonna go in for this tier 1 tower. General behind the tower. Gonna be spotted out by the creeps.
And
This is going to be a free tower for Navi. And at top lane, EGM gonna drop the wards. He has picked up his Blink as well as Arcane Boots, and we're gonna have a TP down bottom. Loda initiates onto the Ursa.
wasn't expecting General though to react so fast, and there is going to be an RP drop, but Soniko managed to pick him up, steals it, replaces the RP for his team of Navi, and they will get rid of the Aegis. Nice ulti coming out by Ake, actually going to really help get the kill on the Shadow Demon there. And Loda just having to run away. Digirah really wants to chase him, but unfortunately doesn't have what it takes to chase. And despite the stolen RP, Digirah just stands here. He's like, please don't find me. I don't have any items. My friends, they're not really my friends. I always thought you guys were going to win. I totally betted on you.
Jukes.
Don't worry about it. The Jukes are real, but Admiral Bulldog will finally get the better of him. And Loda really wants to be on this kill as well. And he's got enough mana for one stun. And that's going to be 4 members down, and Aegis also removed. And just checking over the Ember of Dendy, is he going for a Yule Scepter?
Yes, he's going for Yule Scepter. Yeah, I just
What do you
talked
think
about
of this?
I just said...
I totally was listening
Yes,
and not talking
alright.
to production about just how beautiful you are as a person.
I understand. It's a... Yeah, it's against the silence of the Night Stalker as well as on the disables. But so what happened in this fight is that Loda managed to survive with the armlet toggle. X was going in for the dunk, and then he died to the chain frost right before he could get the dunk off. And so Loda
Bottom
runs
lane.
away, and it's a great fight for Alliance, obviously. Initiation onto Bulldog on the bottom lane. It's going to be silenced up this X, but they're still gonna get the kill. And Mask of Madness picked up by the Ursa.
Is it a good kill? You know, is it like a overly needed kill in this situation?
I think so.
20
I think
to
at
8
this
down?
point, Navi need anything and everything that they can get. If you look at the net worth, Alliance are 7.5k ahead. And yeah, if you see, now you look at the odds again here. They've shifted once more. You want to talk about that, James?
Where are the odds? Oh, they're in the
See
top
there?
right.
The top
I didn't
right.
even see them. I was looking at my screen. Which way did they shift? In favor of Alliance, in
Yes.
terms of, so Alliance has gone down. But you bet before, so you had
I
like
did.
2 or 1.85 or something.
Yeah, I think it was 2 something. So
Well, there you
I
go.
made the right move.
So and if you do want to
Good
do
stuff.
any live betting on this, make sure you are, of course, over 18, and betting is legal in your country. And please bet responsibly, as we're meant to say. And also, just make sure you head over to the website, because that's obviously where you're going to need to place your bet at betway.com, and just find Fight Night. You can either just find it, I think it's promoted on the page, but you can also click esports on Betway. And there are lots of esport games and esport stuff to advertise. This is the first time they've done Dota, and a great match to do it on. It's El Clasico.
And Loda has picked up, he didn't initiation on mid lane. It's going to be a disruption to save Dendi.
Run Dundee, looking to
Chains
chase
onto
Mr. Bulldog.
Chain Frost thrown out by Aki, and then he blows up.
But it will get a counter kill on EGM, and the dunk will give him some speed. So Navi looking to chase, and actually it's Soniko that's like, I want to find the extra kill, and was looking to chase, but unfortunately not able to catch up with the Lich of Ake.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately the
will back
Dendi
off.
did go down there before he got the Yules off. The Lich, the Chain Frost dealt too much damage, but they do get 2 kills for it. Both EGM and Bulldog going down, and Bulldog actually decided to go for the Shadow Blade in this game. It's a pickup we don't see it very often. Ag's gonna finish up his 4-staff right now.
So you've got 2 kind of cores after the axe that are meant to kind of help you going into the later stages of the game. If you're you know, looking at Navi, you've got Dendi on his Ember, and then you've also got the Ursa played by Digirat. Who do you think is going to come through for them here? In terms of, because like the Ember's got the Yules, so it means he's going to be a little bit slower on the uptake, but he should be able to survive a lot of fights. Do you think it's a game of survival when you're up against Alliance's lineup? Or would you rather prefer that he push for the damage? And do you think he's actually going to be able to go into the late game or even stop the push when they want to push? Because you've got a huge amount of damage on Loda when he's playing alongside a Magnus and is able to get, you know, what's it called? Empower on top of his cleave.
Yeah, Loda will be able to deal a lot of damage, but they do have the X to help deal with the Sven, as well as the Shadow Demon, who is the second most farmed hero for Navi. And he has picked up an Netherlands, and he's going for the axe. So when he gets that axe, he's gonna have 3 charges, I think it is, on this ult. And so he's gonna be able to control Loda quite well in these fights. And yeah, as I was saying before, Loda did go for the Dominator instead of the Echo Saber. So he's not gonna deal as much damage, but he will have some more sustain. So thinking maybe he will have to survive a bit longer in the fights. But yeah, Loda will deal a lot of damage. And we're gonna have Akis spot out General here. They're kind of looking at each other.
Or maybe it's going to be General spotting out Ake, depending on how this goes. Shadow Blade by Admiral Bulldog Use wants to chase General a little bit. Both of them have their teams, but it's mainly General a little bit out of position. But of course, Tanky on his axe, you're going to have to coordinate to get the kills. Loda now in position, but of course now General has backed off. And we're going to be seeing Roshan up pretty soon, and Alliance aren't going to let that one get away. The first one went over to the Ursa, and you certainly not want to give it away again. They are in really a great position to take the first map, you would say. I can't really see... I mean, to me, when you have a Shadow Shaman and you have a lot of push potential on, you know, with him and the Sven, and then you also have a lot of, you know, good kind of counter initiate or initiate potential with
We're gonna have
your
the
Magnus.
smoke broken
You're
here.
a really strong lineup. But Digirat's going to jump in, going to be forced to use his ulti. S4 is going to catch him on the way out. Sun going to come in now onto Digirat. General finds himself able to kind of taunt in EGM, but unfortunately he just got blown up, and the wards down from EGM aren't going to help get the kill potentially onto Dendi, but no, he gets away. But unfortunately for him, right in front of Loda, so wasn't able to survive for long, and at the cost of just EGM, Alliance able to wipe, and S4 actually used his RP there just on General, one hero. I think he might have actually got Dendi as well on top of it. But if he got 2 heroes, that would have been great. I thought he actually only got 1, but he was more concerned about just locking down anybody. And that's really, to me, when you're so ahead of as a team or so strong, I feel that you have such a... You tell me if I'm correct, because you're the pro gamer. You're so much more relaxed when it comes to how you can use your abilities in team fights, because you don't need to hit a 5-man RP. You're quite comfortable just shutting... If you know you shut down General on the Axe, or you know you shut down just one player that's really crucial to the team, you can still win. So
Yeah,
is that
we're gonna
the
have
case?
General jump in on
Or-
Ake in the mid lane. We're gonna see if Ake goes down here or not. It's going to be chased by the Jara, and it's gonna be an easy kill. Yeah, I think at this point S4 doesn't have to catch that many heroes. In the RP, what happened was Ake's Chain Frost dealt... I think the fight recap didn't really show what happened. But Ake's Chain Frost, I think it bounced like 8 times or something between 2 heroes, killing them out pretty much instantly. And then Loda was over on this side here, killing off the Shadow Demon, and then the Ember remnanted back into Loda and resulted in him getting a triple kill.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this.
And Alliance then followed that up with taking out the tier 3 mid of Navi.
Yep, and that's going to open up a really nice option for them soon after Roshan, if they want to kind of push, put some pressure. But Roshan's going to be up, and this is really where Navi, you know, they've got their odds of the 2.75 now, as they increasingly kind of get better if you believe they're going to come back. But overall, it looks like it is tougher and tougher. And if they need to secure this Roshan, they are going to start warding it up. But Admiral Bulldog, a bit of a nightmare to deal with, and even he's going to get even harder to deal with in terms of vision. He's almost up to his Aghanims. He's got 2.4k gold and already has his point booster. And there we see as well Sven Loda going to be picking up his BKB. So
Yeah, and Roche has just respawned. Alliance are going to have a fresh 10-second BKB on the Sven. He's level 16. He has Armlet. He has Dominator Blink. He's very big at this point. And Bulldog is getting very close to that Aghanims, and I expect him to pick up a gem as soon as he does. And from there on out, the game becomes increasingly harder for Navi. And they also are going to have this Night Stalker with a Shadow Blade, who's also going to have Empower in these fights. So he's going to be dealing physical damage as well.
yeah, able to stack that.
We're going to look at
Now
Navi. They're going to
multiple
go to their
people.
own base, and they're going to be 5-man smoking up, 4-man smoke up.
And
General is the sole.
Well, this is
Soul
their
Hero not
chance,
smoked.
and if it doesn't go well, this could be the end of it for game 1 for Navi. And there's also a
Looks
DD
like
on S4
Alliance
as well.
are
So
also going to smoke up. They are. S5 here. Getting ready. Dire has used the scan. Sees nothing. Now they see a few of the Alliance heroes, and Navi are going to go straight into the pit, it looks like. They're going to start the Roche. Alliance are not yet smoked up. They are waiting.
the ward will catch them out, but they're also going to see that ward soon, as they do have a gem over on the side of Alliance. But it looks like Loda is going to show himself first. Going to get caught a little bit by the Shadow Demon here. No follow-up, as Loda just wants to blink out, but that will give a little bit more time for Digirah. But they surely are aware of what the Ursa is doing inside of the pit, and you see a ding there. But actually, they're not going to be able to make it in time. EGM is going to go in. He's going to get his
One great force
one
step
spell
there by
stolen.
General. EGM wasting the Rust Award. Skewer misses
I
on
think
Dendi.
Navi can disengage. If they can disengage, potentially they are going to lose Dendi, but disengage, got themselves Ursa Aegis. They're going to lose their Shadow Demon as well. So still okay for the Alliance team, but wards were used in the Roche pit. So how much do you think that will affect them pushing?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to affect them pushing at all, unfortunately for Navi. It's a bit of a waste to throw the wards down right there, and as he gets forced out. But yeah, good force staff by General there, helping the Ursa out. But without their Ember and without their Shadow Demon, there's not much that
gonna be hard
Navi
to
can
play
do to
this.
stop this push. And Loda still has his 10-second BKB.
Oh, Loda's going to get walked into the towers. Going to pop his BKB, but S4 hitting a nice RP will get the support of Ake and EGM to collect the kills. Digirah's going to TP out, but unfortunately he's lost most of his teammates. General had to go back to the well. Wasn't able to do anything to Loda when he pulled him in, dropped him down on health, but of course with that armlet they are going to take the mid-racks and walk away. So Alliance giving away Roche, getting exactly what they need. I'm now Pycat putting you in charge of Navi. You've just learned to speak.
Killing spree.
I'm actually talking about what they're meant to do next, but they're just trying to go ham. You just learn how to speak the language, whatever that language, you can decide what it is. And what are you telling them to do? Where's the comms going? Where's the win?
Right now, I think Navi are...
Radiant's top
They need to
attack.
they need to control the fights better with the Shadow Demon. They need to be running as 5 and they need to be the ones getting the initiation. They want to have the Axe jump in and control or preferably kill some support together with Dendi. Maybe get some nuke out from the Rubik and then kind of bait out the Axe. Have them have Alliance go on one of the Navi heroes and then disrupt that hero. Try to control the Sven with the Purge. They need to farm up this Axe on the ST. Top tower is going to be destroyed by Navi.
Unfortunately, so is General, and S4 is going to skewer the other core Digirah on his Ursa back through the wards, and he's going to get picked up, and they will lose those 2 members again, and for the cost of Ake, so who was lost a little bit earlier.
They did also get the tier 1, so not the worst trade in the world, but still losing 2 cores is definitely not where Navi want to be right now. Ursa is getting close to his BKB. He is only 400 away from that item, and the Shadow Demon is... His farm kind of halted, seeing as he died a couple of times, but he is still close to that Axe with Evelynn, so once he gets that, he is going to be able to control some of the heroes on the Alliance side, like the Night Stalker, like the Sven, potentially the Lich. Smoke used by Navi, it gets immediately broken by Bulldog, at least on the Shadow Demon, then he's going to be still smoked, so
and it's
they will understand that there was someone around there.
I guess it's a question now, is Alliance or is Navi going to be able to buy time, or Alliance give them time that they can get, as you mentioned, some of these key items, the BKB on the Ursa, the Ags on the Shadow Demon, to actually start playing the team fights and actually showing off, their skill, essentially. These 2 teams are absolutely fantastic. I think last time they met, it was Navi that ended up winning. But they haven't really been able to showcase anything other than General being pretty good at playing Axe and jumping in. And Dendi, down on the bottom lane, is got a kind of a fan base watching him farm, and he's going to get mobbed.
And Dagon picked up by EGM. It's a bit of a taunt item.
Oh, sorry, what was it? Dagon by EGM.
Yes, EGM food. Food wants more food.
This is fine. It's an EGM item.
Then they're getting blown up there by the Sven stun. God Strength used also by Loda. Alliance are going to look to go for this tier 2 bottom. Loda jumps in, but the tower is unfortunately for him. He'll buy it back to protection. It's going to be gone now thanks to the creeps. And Alliance are going to be able to take this tier 2 tower.
So potentially we've got a base defense coming, Pycat.
We do. The Ursa.
Give me your own personal odds.
My own personal odds for this base defense.
I've got €5. There is no odds. But if Navi are going to defend this and not GG out.
Well, it's got to go something like this, where Bulldog is deep in the base and they get the kill on Bulldog right there.
Okay, they didn't happen.
Unfortunately, that is not the case.
I've already wasted my bet. Damn you, Bulldog.
Anyway, chain's not connecting onto Loda either. Unfortunately, they are going to save the Rex for now. Rasta Ward's used by Alliance. Also, Loda's God Strength is going to be cooling down now in 1 second. There he also finishes the AC and disconnects by the X. We're going to have a pause.
Right, so we'll wait for General to get back into the game.
Going for what I assume is a Halberd on his Lich. And
yep. And also, while we have a pause at the moment, if you click the link below, I believe on the stream, there is a link to opt in, and if you link up your existing account or make a Betway account and opt in under the stream, you can get a €5 kind of free bet, and you can use it on this game.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know a lot more where to place your money than maybe me. And then also there is I think there's a level 600 battle pass.
There is a level 600
that you can enter.
battle pass.
I think there was some information on screen. There it is again.
Yeah.
Production on point. So betway.mx/battle-pass, and there's you can enter to win a level 600 battle pass. The only people with higher levels than that is Puppy.
Yes.
Because Kamel buys all his battle point levels. What level is your compendium? Do you have a compendium? You don't have a compendium.
I should have a compendium.
Are you waiting for someone to gift you a compendium? Here's the thing, right? I didn't have a compendium, but I was angry. I had a reason, Pycat.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I saw that for a limited time only, they were going to take away the new map. You know, like you had to get the new map. You know the new map? The one that's like...
yeah, but I don't like the new map.
I like the new map.
I like the old one. And we're going to have...
You're setting your ways, Pycat.
Going to... I am.
But anyways,
like my Dota 2.
so I upgraded to level 127. So literally, I bought a map for the price of a video game, which was pretty stupid.
That is quite crazy. And we're gonna have a Stewer onto General. Sven's done as well. And he's gonna go down to the Dagon of EGM.
Buyback coming in though. Admiral Bulldog not really out of position. BKB first time use for Digira, but unfortunately EGM is just going to yaws himself up and blink out of there. On the racks is Loader. He's going to start chasing General. He's going to actually taunt him but get hold in place.
RP cancelled.
RP cancelled. Digira will be going down. Loader having a somewhat of a tough time, but unfortunately, well, actually will go down to the help of the Shadow Demon. And Dendi still actually there, but the end of the result of this really is Alliance do get the racks, and they are going to back off. And the Dagon proved worthy, picking up a kill on General. And also the Dagon, when you're actually up against an Ember Spirit, Dendi's Ember Spirit having a very little amount of HP, it kind of feels pretty painful, a Dagon, at this stage of the game, even if you're playing Ember.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point doesn't matter that much.
It matters. Everything matters.
It matters a lot. Okay.
Please don't.
Everything matters.
I want to
We're
be
going to
the
have a
next
mid lane.
Toby Caster.
It
where
die
I
back
get
here from
excited.
Shadow Demon. RP cancelled by the telekinesis. Double Yules. Brother spinning in the air.
Style points. Okay, so we just got one set of racks to go, and I think Alliance are wanting to finish this. It seems like Navi, they are holding on. Maybe they can, if they string a
They're
lot of
hoping
kills
for
together.
Seneko. So, okay, so they need General jumps in and calls 5 heroes.
Okay.
S4 uses RP on the ground and misses. Soneko steals the RP,
Mm-hmm.
but before he steals RP,
Yeah.
he has stolen Empower, which he has now given to Dendi. So
Holy.
Dendi is empowered. Then
Wow.
Soneko steals RP. RP's 5 heroes into Call, into Ember, slide chains, and
And then
5 Alliance heroes die. Navigate Roche, and then they turn it around. They take out the tier 1 mid
Then-
and just go running down mid, and then a magical throne race in which
and obviously
Ursa deals-
Dendi's finishes Battle Fury, and he's just gone
Yes.
Rapier.
Yes.
It just makes perfect sense. And you're
Anything can
the
happen.
new coach of DC
Anything can happen.
in the game of Dotes.
Never give up.
I'm a believer. I bet on Navi to win 2-1. But of course they
Gonna
can
be a
lose
smoke
one match.
from 3 of the Navi heroes. Do have an observer ward here. Alliance are just gonna go 5-man down this lane.
Oh,
They
they've
are
got
going to
5
run
backing
into
up.
Navi
And
now.
EGM's on front line, but doesn't actually react fast enough. And it looks like they will be getting the kill. No, they won't be getting the kill on EGM as S4 comes in with an RP. EGM was able to use his Dagon before he finally went down. Loader popping his BKB, looking to chase Dendi. Decided to change his mind once Digirod gets a huge crit, 620 as S4 gets 4-staffed and 4-staffs him
And
up to
S4
the
is
top.
the king of the hill.
And now S4 going to celebrate. He's got some dance moves.
GG is called.
And GG is going to be cool.
Convincing
So
performance by Alliance. Gold graph over 9,000.
thank you very much, by the way, for doing the observing, Pycat.
You're welcome.
That was very chill of you. Me
No
and
problem.
James had a bit of problems.
Yeah, James. People called James are apparently not good at observing.
It's
And lately, Dichara, famous for that one.
we got
That
some
is also
cool
gone.
heroes left in there.
Yeah, we do. Do you
Wha-
see? Do you
I
see that hero below Slark?
I do. Troll Warlord.
Troll
Slark is
Warlord.
now gone. What's so
Radiant
important
Team
about Troll? Why are you
Warlord.
bringing him up?
That's like the greatest hero of Dota.
Was that another one that you played?
That
a
was
lot?
another one that I played.
Because you played Axe, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did play Troll.
Slaughter still in the pool.
Do you remember?
One of the-
I just have to ask. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but that's going
Go
to be
for
a
it.
common theme.
That is
going.
what you do.
I know. Do you remember your Dota games from pro games? Like, well,
I do. I do.
Do you remember games where it's like you've played particularly well, or do you also remember equally the ones
I
you played
remember-
bad on?
Yeah, I do. I remember all of them, I think. Most of them.
Do you remember, like, how many games can you remember that you went 0 deaths?
Dire
Wow,
team's
off the
turn
top
to
of my
pick.
head like that. I do remember one time in LGD Int, we beat LGD 28-0. So there's that one.
Yeah?
And
Radiant team's
it's more
turn
like
to
if
pick.
you specific heroes or games that you call out. It's like asking for games where I had 0 deaths. It's a lot of games
Yeah.
where I had 0 deaths.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike.
Did you just GG when you went in?
I mean.
Was that
So
what happened?
when we were in China, actually, what happened was whenever I played Luna, and I got my BKB, I would get my BKB, and then I would attack, click, press my ult,
Radiant team's
and then I
turn
would
to
just
pick.
lift my hands to taunt the Chinese teams.
Did you
Just go-
actually do that?
Yeah, I did. It was a good move. You just raise your hands and go, whoa! And then people die, and you know, you're just this Luna, right-clicking forward, you're BKB, they
Dire
can't
team's
touch
turn
you,
to pick.
you go in, loosen beam. We had a lot of fun with it.
Some good for anybody entering the open qualifiers number 2.
Yeah, we kind of learned it from, I think it was Hao. He was doing stuff like that all the time. He's one of the famous Chinese trash talkers. Him and RTK. It was good fun.
Who
The
was
Chinese, they're good at banter, you know,
Yeah.
like in the games.
Who's your kind of favorite teammate to play with that you get on with? In terms of in-game, you know, like when you play with them,
yeah.
it's just a lot of fun because
I think Saxa, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy is very. He's
Not
very
many
calm
people
and
know
collected.
much about
Yeah,
him.
not many people know a lot about
Tell-
Saxa.
tell
but
us
he's
the
a very,
story.
he's a very talented
Dire
player,
team's
and
turn
he's
to
also very calm, and he has a good understanding of the game. He's an
Does he like
up-and-comer.
you a lot?
I think he has respect for me.
Is that why you like him?
Radiant team's turn to
No,
pick.
I don't think so actually. I just
Because
think
there's
he's
a lot
pretty
of that
cool
in
guy.
pro gaming. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
I
In pro
do.
gaming, there's a lot of people that are like, I'm really good.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that are like, nah, you ain't good because they're on
Yeah.
another team, right? So when you actually say like, I'm really good, and you want to be like, you know, because you know you put in so many hours, and someone comes up to you from another team or another player, and he's like, man, you're really good. And you're like, boom, friend. I want you in
Yeah,
my
okay,
my
I get
entourage.
it,
You know
I
what I
get it.
mean? Because
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot in pro gaming over the years, where you kind of get these groups of people that stay together because they're really supportive and they really respect their the way of each other's play. I mean, I don't know if I don't know why Ake's still hanging around with Loda, admittedly, based off of this premise.
Wow.
Okay, that's not true. Loda's amazing. I like Loda.
You know Loda's gonna come for you now.
No, Loda knows. He's fine. Loda,
coming
like
for you.
the thing is like we've seen Loda in so many different stages of Loda. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
in terms of like he's been over aggressive. You know, he's never really been like
Team's turn to
like
pick.
passive of a player, but he's had like games where reminiscent of when he was like 16
By
playing
the way,
for like
do you
SK
ever
Gaming.
talk about the game, or do you just talk about random
I'm
stuff?
just like
the
talking about.
drafts?
I know I love talking
Okay.
about random
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay,
like
yeah,
the
I do.
game.
I get that.
If people at home want
People
to see
people
what the
at home
draft
might,
is,
might care about the game.
yeah, but they can read that Crystal Maiden was picked because it shows a
They
picture
get
of
that.
Crystal Maiden, and they know what the spells
Yeah,
are.
you feel like it's
You
not
can-
really
you
worth
can-
talking about the
Yeah,
hero picks and
but
bans
you know,
that
like
much.
Loda when he was like 16, he
Yeah.
was in SK Gaming.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I remember.
Yeah, you remember, and he was like, he was really aggressive. He would always
was.
try and go for the big plays,
He
and then
was.
he kind of brought that. You know, it felt like he was trying to do that again at his older age, and sometimes it just wasn't working, and people maybe
Yeah.
gave him a little bit of shit. But I feel like he's like stabilized now.
Yeah, I think he's pretty chill. I think he's been around for a
Who
long
do you
time.
think was better, Loda now or Loda when he was 16? In terms of ratio compared to the other members in the Dota community.
I think that back then he was one of the like very talented players back in the days, and now there's a lot of young people, you know,
Templar
newcomers who always come in and they do all these
10
flashy
seconds
plays. So I
remaining.
think
Dire team's
after a
turn to
while,
pick.
you play more. You kind of drop the flashy plays to
5
some extent,
seconds
and you
remaining.
focus more on the big objectives and the team aspect of the game more.
I think when you're younger, you might not even have as much
Radiant
knowledge.
team's
Yeah,
turn to
you
And so
pick.
you don't know.
Yeah, you
if
don't
it's-
really think about it.
Yeah, so
You
you're
kind
like,
of just play the game, and I
Yeah.
think also that's why some of the young players are so good, because
5
all they
seconds
think about
remaining.
is just going in and playing. And we're gonna have the draft being complete here. We're gonna have Alliance. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown. Slaradar is going to play by Admiral Bulldog. Witch Doctor is going to be played by Ake, probably. EGM Warlock. S4 on the TA. Loda on the Gyrocopter. On the Navi side, it looks like we're gonna have a mid Phantom Assassin played by Dandy. Artstyle on the Bane, Ditcher Ra on the safe lane, I assume, Legion Commander, Crystal Maiden somewhere in the jungle, and General on the renowned offlane Beastmaster.
So what you were saying earlier, great rundown by the way.
Thanks.
Fantastic
Thanks,
reading
man.
skills.
Yeah.
what you're saying earlier is young players are stupid.
Young
And that's
players
why
are
they're
stupid,
so
but
good.
it's good. It's good to be stupid in Dota. See, because it's very when you only have to think about one thing,
Yeah.
you can do that really
10
well. That's why they can
remaining.
excel so much.
And
at
also, like, they've got no
the
rent.
one thing. Yeah,
Their mum cooks them
5
food.
seconds
Yes.
remaining.
they have no
Like,
worries.
they have nothing else to think about.
They
They are
don't.
literally a Dota
Yeah.
machine. Could you ever be a Dota machine again, Pycat?
I hope so. I hope so.
Okay, we'll find out where that goes. So I'm going to be hopefully trying to observe. Last time that I was observing, things kept going mental. And I'm clicking Ake here. And unfortunately, when I click Ake, I get an Observe award.
Yeah, and both those wards, I think both teams spotted one
Yeah.
another placing those, because the maiden was from the high ground, but Ake, I think, dropped his ward a little bit faster.
Kill me now, mouse.
Yes,
we
he
might
did.
actually go over and have you observe.
Oh, your mouse
Pycat.
is giving you
Well, I
trouble.
can't click people, and
That
that
is
makes me
predicament.
sad. Bane, art style, gonna get bullied off by S4. So looks like we're on your screen now, Pycat. You are
Alright.
commander
And once again,
in charge.
yeah, it didn't work so well when James was in charge. I thought we has already established that.
Wait, let me help you out. Last hits and denies.
Oh, thank you, James.
Bound to
We're gonna
W.
see Loda here run
30
into
seconds
Dendi.
to battle.
He's gonna drop the rocket barrage onto Dendi. Just give him a...
Everything you said so far is true.
We're
Continue.
going to have art style blocked in here by Loda, and first blood for Alliance.
You were wrong.
I was wrong. But
Loda
Loda
will
goes
go
down
down.
in the end. Okay, I was wrong about the first blood.
It's okay. That's €4.
Yeah, man, that actually hurts.
Are you going to be able to sleep?
I don't think so.
Well, my
Let's get
condolences.
moving.
Hopefully your other bet
Bottom
comes
rune
true.
is going to be taken by the Dongmeister. 322-420. So both bounty runes claimed by Alliance. They did get the first blood, and then Navi did get one kill onto Loda. Who has boots on his gyrocopter? James.
What a jerk.
What a jerk.
It is kind of a jerk move though, because you get to chase people.
Yes.
Soniko,
And Soniko might be in trouble here.
and Loda comes in with the
Boot
boots. He's going to
gyrocopter.
get stunned, and Crystal Maiden actually going to get away for a little bit, but we'll see Loda
Okay.
catch up, and that will be a kill for Loda. And he's died once already as well. So
Yes,
he's died
he has.
once, got himself the kill, had to leave the lane for a little
1
bit.
1 and 1 at 30 seconds. In the mid lane, we're gonna have S4 against Dendi, PA against TA. Not a very interesting matchup, seeing as there's Refraction and a poor man's shield, so it's kind of hard for them to trade. I think top lane is going to be where the action is at, and we're gonna have Artstyle with the boots on the Bane. He is going to go down once again.
Bane's fast.
Bane is fast, and with boots he's even faster, but if you're out of position,
Thanks, Pycat.
that does not help you.
Oh. I feel like I'm going to be taking these skills back to my Dota games.
You are?
I'm going to be learning
Yeah,
off
I
some
hope so. And your teammates, they also hope so.
I haven't played a Dota game where
You're-
I've not been
but-
called an ass for about the last
makes sense.
5 months.
That makes sense to me, James.
Even before I went to Shanghai.
Oh, really?
It's been going on
Nice.
for a year now. I think it's a bit of a conspiracy theory. But yeah, so far going well for Alliance. A 3-1 start. Going to see S4 kind of try and bully away Dendi. Just a little bit of that PA mid. What do you think about PA mid?
PA mid now is okay. We saw the recent change with the PA being able to Phantom Strike onto magic immune targets.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit of a buff. I think PA is... It's alright. He doesn't have as great a base damage as TA, and also with the refraction it's kind of hard to see us. But it's very hard also for the PA to take too much damage, thanks to both the
This'll
blur
come in
and
handy.
you go poor man shield on this melee hero.
And
Bottom
Legion Commander safe lane.
Yeah, he's kind of edging out Bulldog right now in the terms of CS.
He's destroying Bulldog.
He's destroying, demolishing.
It may be a 3-1 scoreline, but believe in Legion Commander. If Andy was here,
huge.
and if Andy was here, he'd be very excited
Yes.
because Legion Commander
is...
is
He's 300 gold ahead of Bulldog already.
that's insane. There
No one has
wasn't-
ever done that in the
there was
history of
probably
Dota.
wasn't a bet for that, just for the pure reason that it would bankrupt Betway, if anyone was correct. But Legion Commander safe lane, you know, just is it like a rush your boots, get a blink dagger, and then just start fighting and buy time for your PA?
I think in this game you don't need to necessarily rush the Blink Dagger. He might, but I think Legion Commander nowadays you kind of don't have to, because even
Okay.
if you get an early Blink, you don't have enough damage to kill people with Duel usually. So I think He might go into some blade mail armlet. Is one option.
Okay.
Or two different options. But we could see the blink. Legion quite nice against a hero like Slardar. You can remove the amplification with press the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yourself Bulldog is gonna try to pull some creeps here. S4 is going to have no bottle refilled. It's
No
going
bottle.
back to base. And Dandy's actually ahead in this mid lane. So he's doing well.
Yeah, already looking a little bit better for Navi in terms of how the lanes are going compared to last game. General, of course, played his axe last game and had a really strong showing, but unable to really put his team on his back. And Dendi got shut down pretty big mid on his Ember and ended up with a Yule Scepter. So already looking better for Navi despite the scoreline.
Yeah, and Dichara, I think at now the 4-minute mark, has higher net worth in this game than he did at 10 minutes in the last one with his Ursa falling quiet.
So this
Right
lane here
behind.
is probably where we see a lot of the action. Loader going to go in onto Artstyle's Bane. I believe that might have been a stun coming in, but it looks like he's trying to get one last hit. Will be able to get it. The boar is out, so unfortunately Ake is going to drop. And let's see what the boar can do as General wants to run down Loader. Micro the boar, micro the boar. Oh, one more hit. It probably wouldn't have mattered as Loader will be able to get away. And their exchange 1-to-1. Both the cores staying alive. General wants to go in, and he actually will get the kill with the axes. And then we'll go down to creeps. So
What
it's
a
a double for
manly
General.
Beastmaster.
He must be very young.
He must be really young.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If that was me, I would have ran back to base
Yeah.
already.
And we were kind of jokingly saying how this Legion was winning bottom lane, but now he's actually, he is truly destroying this Slardar. He's almost tripling him in CS now.
Yep, 35 and 11 against Arrow Bulldogs 12 and 1. And Dendi going to have to salve up behind the tower. It's so cheap now, that little dagger thing.
Little tower
It
shouldn't have
is.
to take this
It's always been
abuse.
kind of cheap, but
But it also
Very,
can
very
crit,
cheap.
right? Later on,
Hmm?
when you get crit.
you
it
can crit with it, yes.
Stifling dagger.
That is true, James.
You can ask me any questions about Dota, by the way. if I
Dota
can.
going
You
on
want
to
learn.
art style, self-sleep. Protects himself from a lot of that damage from the barrage. Good for you, art style.
And in comes Nico into mid lane.
Bulldog running in
Bulldog
here.
is actually going to be able to turn, and S4 might be able to turn this. Does have a bottle charge left, and Admiral Bulldog is
Oh,
like,
and
please
top
come back
lane.
and fight. Top lane.
James, you totally made me miss
No,
that
it's
kill.
fine. Mid lane is way more important.
Yes,
because
it was
it's
just
mid lane.
another kill on the Bane anyways.
And General going to be running down EGM, and we'll get
Run,
the
push.
potentially kill. Yep, we'll get the kill. And Admiral Bulldog is like, no, this is not a great idea. Dendi's like, get away from my rune. And S4 will get a haste rune bottom. Very El Clasico.
Huh. Go figure. S4 gets a haste rune. That has never happened before. We see the Jiraiya
I
going
hope
for
the
the face
Betway
boost.
kind of does well off.
You know, there should be a stat on how many
Yeah.
haste runes will S4 get.
And that's what I mean. I think like I hope Betway get
Yeah.
like a lot of traction, so we can get more bets.
Yeah.
In terms of just ridiculous bets.
Yeah, we should get like a bet as well on what are the odds that the score will be 3-2-2 at
Or
some
the
point
game
in
finishes at like a certain
Yeah.
time.
at 3-2-2. That would be neat.
I wonder if, I mean, I guess you couldn't have bets of like outside of the game. You know, like who's going to shake the first hand after a match
Oh.
at TI,
Yeah, but that
or
should be
who
just a
hugs
guy.
who hugs who. You know,
That's true.
like
And who
Puppy
was
Kuro.
left as well? Who was right?
I think Twitch chat
We're
would
gonna
all be
have
millionaires.
A hasted S4
If that
diving
was
onto
the
Dendi.
case.
TP in by Dichara. And we're gonna have a duel.
Yeah, that's
First
what
duel of the game.
is going to walk away from the duel. Digiran not able to close that one out. So Nico TP in, and Admiral Bulldog is going to go down, and S4 with his haste rune is just like looking around. He's like, I really want to do something, but I guess I'll just run past you because that's a fun thing to do. We'll go team up with Loader, and he's actually going to get jumped on. Sneaker's going to catch him. Loader will drop his ulti,
big
and
ult.
he's going to almost get Dendi, but he's going to be saved there by General. Managing to shield him up, and actually Loader's going to go down. So even though Navi, all very, very low, are still going to dive under the tower, they want more. They want Ake. No crit coming in, but General just going to swipe him down, and all of them are going to get out. Potentially, Bane Artstyle just going to hold Admiral Bulldog in place, and they're going to walk away, and that's just very sad. That's a very, very sad feeling if you're Alliance and that was your mid-fight. 1,000 gold swing, or 1,500. And
Yeah, great fight
how would
there
you
from
like to
Navi.
sum up that fight? And
That
not
was
my
a very-
commentary for it, but just the fight.
Very scrappy fight there, which kind of favored Navi. Playing these scrappy fights early on
Yeah.
with the Maiden and PA. And
Oh, the concept of
the
scrappy
Legion.
fight favored Navi.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
They have a lot of spells that they are easy. If the fight is long, it's very good for them. And also Admiral Bulldog is not yet level 6, so they kind of hurt them in that fight.
What's the shield called from Legion Commander?
The shield?
Yeah,
This one?
that one.
Press the
Press
attack.
the attack.
Yeah.
Weird name for something that shields you.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I was like, because he saved one of his teammates, and I was like, what's the shield called? And it's
Well,
press
it
the
also
attack.
gives attack speed, so it's like press the attack and then you go in. Oh, rock dropped onto the poor Crystal Maiden by EGM. And it
Press
goes
the
down.
attack used there.
And we're gonna have the
see.
first duel win of the game. And it goes the way of the Legion Commander. So he did opt to go for the early Blink Dagger, face boots into Blink Dagger. And he's having a really good game so far, sitting at the top on the net worth.
So
Bulldog.
what's the plan here for Navi? You've got this Legion Commander that can move around. So we're obviously going to be looking at potentially going in for kills, and you're pretty much. I mean, I'm making stuff up as I go along, and then you're buying space for Dendi.
Well, I think that they're gonna wait for this book. When they get this book 2, 3, they're gonna have a really good timing, and then they're gonna try to fight when the rock is down. So they can
Okay.
bait a fight, maybe lose a hero or 2, and then take a fight right after.
And what's the cooldown on Rock?
The rock has one of
Is
the
that
longer
quite-
cooldowns
yeah.
in the game. It's 165 seconds. So.
All right, well, we're going to have a smoke up. DigiRa going to be amped up as well. Can't remove it, but so far he's going to find himself the majority of the Alliance team, but we'll be able to run away from the cooldown. Loader just going to end up hitting some creeps there, and I don't think they want to dive, but EGM is like, no, we're going in. Loader's like, no, this is why we don't. Dies to a tower after taking an auto attack from a Bane, and Artstyle going to hold up here. Admiral Bulldog, DigiRa comes in, wants to take a duel, so Nico's with him, and looks like the kill will go in.
Yeah, and that's the wonky sleep interaction with Jewel. So you're hitting each other, and both heroes are just getting slept. But there was some extra damage there, so another duel win goes the way of DigiRa, and he's gonna go in for a Blade Mail now.
This is quite aggressive from Alliance, what they're trying to do. Do you think it's just very unfortunate, the last 2 results of their team fights? Because they started off pretty strong. Obviously, lanes weren't great, but the first messy fight middle, you know, went heavily in Navi's favor, and that fight as well, again, heavily in Navi's favor.
Yeah, I think their execution has been a bit off as well. We saw EGM drop the rock for that one Crystal Maiden. If he had that later on, maybe they could have gotten a couple more kills in another fight. So they're kind of fighting, and Bulldog also, he just got his level 6, but he's very underfarmed on the Slaughter. He is now kind of where DigiRa was in the last game with this really poor hero. And that's not really where they need him to be. Dendi diving onto EGM, trying to get the kill.
Okay, going to come in, wants to get a kill onto Dendi. Not sure if that's going to be possible.
There was a
Nico
lot
going
of
to throw
misses.
out a slow, and the misses uphill, or just misses in general onto Dendi, are going to be, again, once again in favor of Navi, and potentially now could put some pressure onto the tower. But as you mentioned, they're really maybe waiting for the books to start killing towers.
Yeah, we have the book 1 on general right now.
Someone better help
They're gonna look to probably take out this mid tier 1. And then he's having a good game now as well. It looks like he's going into the drums, bass drums with big healer. See what he turns that into later on.
Admiral Bulldog might find himself a little out of position.
Top lane,
move
2
forward.
smoked heroes going towards Loda.
Don't want to use Jewel straight away. He wants to save it just for a little bit, and Lodo is going to drop his cooldown, but in comes the late Jewel that will help him pick up the kill. So Nico also going to use his freezing field on Crystal Maiden to help secure that, and that's the 3rd Jewel win over for General. And in middle, nothing did come of the positioning of Admiral Bulldog. It looked like if he went a little bit aggressive, he either had backup and it was going to be a bait, or the fact that the Bane might be able to grip him and hold him in position, and we are now going to see an invis. EGM looks very slow. Like he almost compared to the, like he does have his boots, but he's very slow compared to the Slaughter.
It's a pretty slow hero, Warlock. Yeah, I think Alliance, they're gonna want to take Roche relatively soon. They're waiting for the right time to do it. However, DigiRa is pushing in this top lane, so he's gonna deal a little bit of damage maybe to this tower. Now we're gonna take the tier 1 mid, and Alliance are gonna go for the tier 1 at bottom. But Navi have the books already popped and the aura, so I think that Navi will just keep going here. If they can trade this mid tier 2 for their tier 1 bottom, I think they're very, very happy with that.
Structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
Looks like Blade
Radiant's
Mail
bottom tower
is
under
item of
attack.
choice for the Legion Commander. We'll
Yeah.
stay with Pycat's PC for the moment. I do believe that mine actually got fixed in the break.
Yeah,
The
we're gonna
wardrobe
have...
monsters are amazing, but I quite like your observing because you don't miss anything.
Thank you. Quite like it as well.
But your audio was wrong apparently.
All right.
So I will apologize to people at home. We had my audio and your vision.
That is not great.
But now
Not
we
ideal.
fixed it.
Navi did deal some damage to this tier 3 already at the 13 minutes in. So Navi are looking really strong right now in this game. We're gonna have the book 2 be purchased pretty soon here by General. Navi are gonna look to take the tier 2 top soon. Or at least deal some damage to it. Alliance are going to be smoked up.
Dire's top
They're
tower
gonna
is
need
under
4
attack.
Bulldog.
Let's see what they can
Polo
make of
Alliance